tears, probably a lot of tears, but no problem. They're here and they're ready to play on the winner's side of this semifinals, bro. They're trying to get here cleared for liftoff. As you guys know, if for some reason you're tuning in and don't know nothing about nothing, winner here, cleared for liftoff. Loser, gonna have to play some more sets. Could be cleared a little bit later, but we shall see as we do get into Wee's tiny little baby FURTs against sevens, bro. Sevens everywhere. We got extra special Spark of Strength starting off onto Atlas Lab. Color Craze on the Vice here, though. I know them actually playing a lot of Vice pretty recently as well. Kind of just a good pick in general, deal a lot of extra damage, especially with extra special too. Is going to go with it. And we see Atlas again for Ripstick. They played it a little bit earlier here, played a really good game with a lot of offensive Atlas plays, and they're getting kind of overpressured here right now. Color Craze and Alpha Me not letting up. And Rusty Coin also going to be on the backside, helping it on through with this Kai, which I actually haven't seen yet in a game. But nice kill from Color Craze. It looks like it's going to be a supernova power play for the side of the sevens as they get it on in there. Great pass right onto the bottom side, right on through, and that is the teamwork we'll be looking for the winner. Honestly, the winner is going to be looking to do team plays like that.
Yeah, and Ripstick was the player I was drawing parallels to previously, and we will see how Ripstick can do on the offensive end of things, because Alpha Me is on the Julia this time, and that is very different from the previous game where Ripstick was defending against a brawler now, so this is the real test.
True. We do have a little bit more of a traditional team showing up as Overgrown Melon going to try to get a kill with that primary. It doesn't seem to work out. They are going to go back out of the play to heal themselves up. Do we have a barrier gone down? Actually, we do. We got Rusty Coin, which was Wisp here, going to end up losing both of these barriers. Flip from the coin, gets it on up on the top, past Overgrown Lemon, fast enough to grab that ball. A flip from Color Craze to try to avoid getting astral projectified right there. But Overgrown Lemon self-dribble off this side with a pendulum swing and a strike onto the bottom side is going to be perfect to get that one in there. Really great work from Overgrown Melon, recognizing that that is going to lead into a really good shot.
Yeah, and got to point out, right, Rusty Coin Wisps, not really known for the non-melee goalies, right? It was basically an Atlas one trick. So it is interesting that they're on the Kai here. I've been performing quite decently, though. Knows the barrages on the walls very, very well. And look at that. 2 barriers for the price of 1 for Alpha Me, but just like the previous game, I'm not sure if you wanted that one. The respawn's going to come in pretty soon. Color Craze trying to score Ripstick, perhaps. But Alpha Me's low here, and that could be a big opportunity for the little FURTs.
Certainly could be stealing the orbs away from Alpha Me as well. Everyone is. Alpha Me going to sit in the middle of the stage, try to heal up, but we have a Death's Touch, a real quick one there from Overgrown Lemon, and a great evade is also going to keep themselves alive against the Supernova. And now the power play is going to actually be real, but it's going to be fake as we actually have Rusty Coin taking it out, but Angle Senpai with some good angling of this core is going to grab that barrier either way in this now it's a power play. It was a 2v2 before, but now it's power play for the side of sevens. Over now as Overgrown Lemon is going to show up one more time with full cooldowns here. Possibly has this Death Touch as well. There it is, going to try to give themselves the ball and right on through. Color Craze, Alpha Me, and Rusty Coin just can't get there in time. Possibly out of cooldowns. And I mean, like I said, you respawn, you got your cooldowns. You gotta remember that these guys have their cooldowns when they're back.
You said have the cooldowns, and I looked at Overgrown Lemon, and I was like, that guy has hook. And then I looked at the core, and I was like, there's no way this guy's hooking it. But the Red Sea parted, the hook was threaded, and no one was there to intercept it. A brilliant point, but Lemon's dead. But honestly, it's fine. You have the lead. You have a point to spare. And if you survive, well, that's extra credit.
True it is. Color Craze approaching here with this flip. Primary to keep it in as well. Okay, Overgrown Lemon's going to end up missing that strike, which is going to keep the ball in onto Ripstick as well. Okay, Coin fast enough to at least grab the ball with a flip of their own. A lot of damage going out onto Atlas Labs. Explosion there, though. Color Craze, gets staggered and comboed from Overgrown Lemon, which is going to be a great power play for the tiny little baby FURTs, as we're going to hand it on off to now, who's going to hit it on over to Lemon here. A push onto the top side. Okay, ball kind of going into nowhere, but actually gets hooked. It was a little scary for Coin there, but does keep themselves alive with some good timing on that strike. Ripstick is going to keep themselves alive too. Color Craze, maybe not the perfect angle on that primary. Again, Expanses and keep themselves alive as well. Okay, Alpha Me does get their hands on the ball with that flip, but it's going to be too fast. Coins end up going to miss it on out with that barrier. A really quick whiplash and a follow-up combination from Angle Senpai's strike primary is going to be just too overwhelming for Coin, and Here we go. The tiny little FURTs, the tiny little baby, little minuscule FURTs. They're getting a little big right now.
Getting a little big, might be going for some size. Chrono Boost, perhaps, but I don't know. There's a lot of options. Big Fish, Dagger Swagger, both amazing picks here. But Spark of Resilience will indeed be the choice. It's a sparking game. I almost forgot. And that means Erasmus is 2 sparks, nearly unkillable with a double Spark Resilience. And just a leg up in the scaling game for the little FURTs here. I'm really liking the spot they're in right now, but I'm also liking the draft strategy of the 9 Stagger Swagger away. Stagger Swagger nowadays, honestly, a higher priority in a lot of games over Monumentos for the now anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I think got kind of nerfed pretty hard, right? We got 5% speed as the base, which is like not super impressive, but still 15% keeping yourselves alive. I mean, it's totally fair as a lot of the damage is being a little bit more put on by either of these teams. Okay, Lemon almost gets like the literal perfect angle to get a double barrier, but one is going to suffice right now as we have a nice double push from the side of 7. See if they can keep it in. Okay, Rusty Coin's job to now bring it on back. Alpha Me takes just too much damage there and is going to go down. The combination of Angle Senpai and Overgrown Lemon is going to be really great pass play to get it on through. All right, Risikoid wins a strike war there to keep themselves alive. Spends the secondary to just have a better shot at blocking this one. Alpha Me finally back. Spends the primary, tries to get the barrier, and ends up losing control of the ball. Coin cannot get there in time. We're out of moves. We are simply out of moves, and Lemon takes perfect advantage of that one, sending it on in. And like you mentioned before, yeah, we got 2 sparks onto this Rasmus and can, again, only go up from here. I'd say that, in general, these 2 sparks are like some of the weaker ones in some situations, and if he gets any of the other ones, it's going to be big.
Yeah, and all I can think about that point is that old habits die hard. Rusty Coin is doing a lot of horizontal, a lot of forward barrages, which are not usually the greatest choice on the Kai character. Did it there at the end, didn't have that cooldown to actually defend against Overgrown Lemon. If you see some more forward barrages in people's faces, that is not good, and Lemon's going to be feasting when that happens.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye out for that as well. And we do see a forward barrage. One of you just said it. Forward barrage right there. Doesn't seem to block all that much in the hands of Alpha Me. Now, nice dash punch there is going to hold the ball even through Angle Senpai's secondary. Holding the ball one more time here with this flurry, trying to have a really good shot on this barrier. Triple defense from the red team is going to keep themselves in this one. The Giga Blast just going to keep a little bit more pressure for the team of the 7s. Okay, Overgrown Lemon doesn't get the perfect redirect on the red ball. Could have possibly ended up in one of these points, as Alpha Me is going to be completely staggered right now. It's going to be a tough situation to try to avoid all this damage, as Coin is going to try to hold this ball just about 2v3 here, as Alpha Me is more or less out of the play, although they're getting on in here as they're unstaggered now to try to make it work. Ripstick ends up missing that flip, though. Color Craze teleports away from the ball in that spot. Now it's Overgrown Lemon against Rusty Coin complete. And yeah, the Whiplash redirect into that primary is going to be good enough. Tough situation, although I will say if we had a primary, it might have been able to keep the ball alive, but that was a lot of pressure from Lemon, so good work from him.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, once you get into these qualification matches, the pressure really just goes to another level. Overgrown Lemon is stepping up to the pressure, but there is a spot where Rusty Coin needs to save Barrage, needs to respect Lemon, just getting to another level, and just needs to use that in those situations to vertically cover here. But Lemon doesn't even need the cooldown, just striking around to everyone. It is domination here from Lemon on the offense.
Yeah, the pressure might be getting to the team of 7s right now. Oh, they don't even land that kill from the dash punch, just a millimeter off of landing that one. As the ball is going to roll over to here to Color Craze, who's going to actually end up winning a strike war due to the Thunder Strike there. Okay, in the hands of Rusty Coin, trying to get this barrier once again. Color Craze is actually just out of the play, so out of the play that they're gone 13 seconds more. As we have a barrage coming out once again, and no strike, no speed, no nothing except for a point for the enemy team. Overgrown Lemon just where they need to be at basically every time, and now we have them MVP. I mean, if they thought Overgrown Lemon was tough a minute ago, just wait until this Spark of Focus just spawns onto this board. It's going to be rough for 7s.
Yeah, Lemon is dominating here, has all of the stats in the world on the doorstep, one step away from qualification to Liftoff of all things. Guarantee yourself in a league and maybe make it to the upper 2, maybe make it. all the way here. Of course, heavy impact is going to be good on the Vice, but missile prop is amazing on Ripstick, who's already been playing so excellently here. It's really a contrast between the two goalies. Ripstick is locking it down when it's necessary and also providing offensive pressure on a goalie that's less offensive.
Yeah, I also really like the pick from AlphaMe there. Reverb giving you a lot of extra cooldown and the very much needed health, as we do see that FURT is really doing a lot of damage to the side of Sevens, really resulting in a lot of kills, but we're going to get 2 barriers right here. Color Craze keeping the pressure up. Go ahead.
I was just saying, that was a crazy caster curse. I was like, Ripstick is really just outclassing it. The 2 barriers fall, a bunch of missed strikes. But now is where Ripstick's really tested, right? The open net. If you get scored on, then the caster curse was too strong.
We shall see in just a moment, as they have potential to get this ball here. They're actually going to get Thunderstruck out of their own flip. They're going to lose a barrier over the side of Sevens, but now the possession is in the hands of the Ferrets. Overgrown Lemon has a nice self-dribble there, goes for the primary, but not enough here. Too acute to get it right on through that corner. AlphaMe tries to get over there, but Juliet is certainly not the chase the ball type of character. Onto the bottom side, Ripstick cannot make it. The Expanse is still just disappearing, as it could have possibly been held there, but you know, that is it. That's the pressure that the team of Sevens is expressing right now. And that's what they need to keep themselves up. They got to run the opponents out of cooldowns, get this Atlas to start spending some of these expanses when maybe they don't actually need to.
Yeah, we'll see, but Overgrown Lemon is back at it again. Good strike by Rusty Coin to get it out of the corner there. Overgrown Lemon now with another dribble, and every chance is being maximized here. Of course, not quite there, kind of past the Color Craze, but really just extending the possession time of FURT here is Overgrown Lemon, and that's so good. It forces the goalie to worry about what's going to happen, extends the play, and just amazingly played. Too many good things to say about the brawler here.
Yeah, I think Lemon is really just playing at like a really good, definitely reaching this 10 out of 10 right here. And boom, look at that combination kill as well. They're just using their cooldown so perfectly. AlphaMe is looking so weak right there. Almost had it. Really close. Ripstick also reinforcing that ball, but a nice weight there from Rusty Coin is going to keep that barrier alive too. Wins the strike board here. Color Craze finally cleared from Coin in the hands of Sevens. AlphaMe can try to get their hands on the ball. Okay, it's going to be a death's touch there from Lemon. Perfectly placed as well to steal that barrier. Nothing left for Rusty Coin. Color Craze had a charged up Supernova there, but was not ready to let that one go. You know, it's hard to react to that. Maybe they didn't want to let it go because the ball was more likely going to be on the side of the Sevens.
Yeah, good KO there, but again, like, the barrage discipline just isn't there from Rusty Coin to save a lot of these hard situations. And there again, just letting these barriers go a little bit too easily. Angle Senpai helping defend here. AlphaMe in the corner finds the barrier, and now with the flip, a huge opportunity. Trying to find the goal. The KO found the follow-up. Punch is perfect here, and maybe the jackpot can turn it around here, but it is not going to be easy.
It certainly is not going to be easy here. Overgrown Lemon is just an overflowing fountain of sparks, and they're going to have to end up denying the last one as well, which kind of forgoes some of the good awakenings that might exist for the side of Sevens. But a great passing play from FURT is also going to snag that barrier. Another 1v1 here from Coin and Lemon, and Coin ends up winning out by playing around the Death's Touch nicely. AlphaMe trying to push it onto the bottom side. Here comes the Whiplash, though. Okay, they do end up getting past Overgrown Lemon. Color Craze, nice positioning there to make sure that they cover that clear, but a lot of gosh, so many knockbacks coming out to end up slaying Color Craze. But a good stall here from the side of Sevens is maybe going to be enough to keep this one alive. AlphaMe getting in the way to try to block some of these passes. Here comes the reinforcement from the strike, or the Astral projection, but man, Coin on it there, actually on it to keep themselves alive. This barrier is all they have left. Ripstick maybe looking to flip on the bottom side. Angle Senpai helping with the second defense, ends up spending that flip, getting nothing really out of it at all. Barrage just a slow Overgrown Melon down, now does not have it for this defense in the hands of Color Craze. And AlphaMe, though, one more time tries to angle themselves perfectly. But this Ripstick Angle Senpai defense is just a little too much as the Death Touch comes out and almost makes a huge goal. Coin spends the strike, can't get there in time. And the red ball from Overgrown Lemon is going to put them into match point. Now the pressure is on for Sevens.
Yeah, Overgrown Lemon played that very, very well, but again, a lot of these don't feel like Lemon outplaying. It feels like Rusty Coin is just not familiar enough with these situations against the competent Rasmus, and that's letting Lemon just walk all over here. And Color Craze getting a lot of damage in Alpha Me. They need to score now. They take the goalie out. And the comeback is here with the flip. Okay. Jackpot, they stay alive here.
They did the thing they needed to do, which is blast the enemy team into their own goal, killing them viciously. And here we go. The draft starts up. The spark does not show. No deny needed, which is probably better case scenario if you are sevens. You can just at least try to get something a little bit more beneficial here. We're going to have the adrenaline rush. Now we are never been more enticed to go for kills and spend those abilities just trying to get some KOs. Nice size here for Juliet as well, denying from this Rasmus. What else can they deny to keep this Rasmus from getting out of control? I mean, these were probably the best things that they could steal from him. I mean, Deadeye is interesting, possibly will result in more kills, but, you know, I would say that that is fine denies here from Seven, so I think an okay draft for them.
Yeah, my eyes are on that Deadeye. I'm not going to lie. That pendulum swing can just KO someone, right? It's 3 spark power with Deadeye. Overgrown Lemon with a pendulum swing on someone near the edge is an instant KO here, but the question is more on the defensive end. Can Ripstick and Angle Senpai hold long enough for Lemon to get something done? The answer might be no, because Alpha Me and Color Craze are really turning up the damage.
Yeah, they do. Coin actually walked towards the edge and got pendulum swung there and did end up surviving through some sort of wild miracle. Rusty Coin does spend the kick. It doesn't seem to make it, but Alpha Me punches the crap out of Angle Senpai there, and now they have a nice open goal here. They spend the flip to try to make it happen. Outlast Ripstick's flip. Another one coming out from Color Craze, and, well, NASL judges and NASL players can be the one to say, was it worth it to spend all the flips to get the point? I'm not sure. Maybe. Who knows? But they got it, so good work. They're going to try to maintain another set because they just need another one just to survive.
They do. A lot of damage on Color Craze, and Alpha Me regen back up, but this time the defense is faltering on the side of the FURTs here. Both barriers down already. Angle Senpai in a lot of trouble, and a shot by Color Craze, brilliant to the top side. The Jackpot has solved the puzzle. They just need more damage.
They are definitely putting things together that I didn't think that they owned at this point. They are making a picture, and I don't know what it is a picture of, but it could be points. It could be points in this game, and that is exactly what they are trying to go with. Great Giga from Coin is going to result in both of those barriers going down. This is the set that they need to make a big difference. A kill. Not, oh, I thought I saw someone die. I thought I heard the sound, but no problem. Alpha Me is going to win a strike war against Angle Senpai and Ripstick with the help of Color Craze. He's going to secure that one. That might have been a 5-minute set for sevens, and here comes Vice coming in with their choice of Awakening. Probably maybe the best player on their team to get the first pick as well, and is certainly going to be somebody taking that Spark of Agility.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. That Spark of Agility is going to be gone, but I think a lot of good choices available for the Rasmus at the end of the day here, unless it's a really extreme deny happening. Probably not, though, as Among Titans picked up. That's going to be big. Recovery Drone denied. Good choice by Rusty Coin, I think. But Rapid Fire still going to be good for those pendulum swings, those super powered pendulum swings, and that Among Titans is going to power up Overgrown Lemon just a little bit here. I like how Rusty Coin's playing offense, and that additional size is going to give a lot more leeway in the strike interaction. So I have a lot of faith in Jackpot for this one.
We shall see. This would be a really great reverse 3-0 comeback. I did think that Sevens probably did the best that they could as far as denying Rasmus as much as they could. Another nice dribble here from Lemon. It's just going to make things so awkward for Rusty Coin, possibly getting some of the cooldown or just put the pressure up. Here comes an offensive push with that secondary. Okay, we're going to eject right on back when things don't work out, and that's just kind of the benefit you get from eject button. A kill from Alpha Me. Lots of damage coming out, and they're going to make a power play here, stolen from the team from this Death Touch, but maybe they stall long enough. Ripstick has a couple cooldowns, has the flip, doesn't even need it though, strikes it on over. Now we have a Supernova, but a flip is going to nullify any of that pressure here, though the Atlas Orb goes off. Okay, we have a flip here from Alpha Me to just try to get it on in there. Color Craze was just about in position to make it work, but now Alpha Me is looking a little bit weak here. Whoa, that was a lot of damage from that Death Touch onto Color Craze, who they might try to target for the kill here. They're taking damage literally every second. Gets the flip right in front, and that's the best you could do if you are Color Craze here. Nice barrage as well, and there they go off the map. And now it is the turn. See if Color Craze and... see if Alpha Me and Coin can hold 13 seconds more.
Rusty Coin playing confidently here, but the Giga Blast not going to connect this time. Has enough speed, though, importantly, to get all the way around, but the core speed's also picking up. Overgrown Lemon to the top side. The coverage is there, but the barrier take is not. AlphaMe now in position. Finds a dash punch and slots it into the bottom corner. Plays keep away. Not letting it get into Ripstick's range, and Jackpot, they have their lead.
That was actually an interesting one from AlphaMe. Did not go through the Atlas, but went around it with the assistance of that punch. I actually like that idea. Sometimes going through Atlas is sort of not possible with the Expanse, but a Death's Touch results in instant 2 barriers. Deadeye making the ball just even that much faster. The big primary as well from Overgrown Lemon. Man, the kill didn't happen quick enough, but Overgrown Lemon works really fast with what they have here. Rapid Fire, Spark of Focus, tons of cooldown. They're going to have so many pendulum swings. The Whiplash is going to be up, and they're going to have to work even faster sevens if they want to keep this one up. I mean, look at this. Another double barrier from Lemon, man.
Lemon's a magician, but I have to think that if you're playing Kai, you need to cover some of these. Like, you can't be letting this happen. This is the one thing that Kai can defend against.
Okay, so Hook, Hook is normally like a 22-second cooldown or something. I actually don't remember, but at this point, it could be like a 12-second cooldown with all of this cooldown here. Spark of Focus making a huge difference, but no problem here, though. We got another 0.2 barriers left to our name. Sevens is going to keep themselves alive as much as they can. All they have to do is play around Overgrown Lemon with this Death Touch incoming. Okay, it actually does get reflected on the barrier. Only one down. Possibly better situation here if you were sevens to try to make this one happen. AlphaMe has this flip to try to get on in there. The orb is going to help them on through and doesn't even need the flip. The Atlas explosion really just gave them that point. And here we go. It's 0.5. It's last stock, last hit, as we say in Smash. Who wants it more? That's sometimes we say that.
Yeah, but who has more energy? The answer is Jackpot. 2 barriers already taken. It's been spaghetti in the end, but the final point is clean. Jackpot, they get it done in an incredibly close game. And they get out of this scary matchup against the Seed 19. Seed 19 alive and make it to Liftoff.
Wow, I kind of counted them out. After the tiny little FURTs really did end up taking those first 2 sets, they looked kind of unstoppable. Melon was just, or Lemon, not Melon. Lemon was just, wow, working fast, accurate, and we saw that Rusty Coin was not really making as much use of those barrages as possible. But even, honestly, even to the bitter end, I think that Rusty Coin did not utilize the barrage perfectly, but made up for it in a lot more offensive pressure and a lot of good uses of the secondary and the eject button, that it kind of made up for those situations where barrage just did not find the mark. Some good Gigas ended up getting them a lot of extra barriers too. So, wow, crazy reverse 3-0 set there. 4 sevens, they're in, boys, and it's gonna be FURTs playing some more games, and we will see. Maybe we'll see them a little bit later.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Jackpot for getting it done. Like you said, the offense, when it came together, was brilliant. Overgrown Lemon might have been the scariest player in the lobby, but this Omega Strikers is a game with 3 players on each side. But with that, we're going to head to a bit of a break here before we head on to our loser side qualifier. Still a lot of chances to make it to the Launchpad, and we'll see what happens there. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.